The soil of Sekigahara swallowed thousands, but among that pile, one such monster survived, one who had the courage to reject death and stand up again. The sky is light purple and red, as if nature itself is mourning that massacre. Corpses are everywhere. So today we will completely explain Vagabond Volume 1. So let's begin. Among these bodies, covered in mud and blood, a young boy, Takezo, 17 years old, opens his eyes. There is no pride of victory on his face, only the burn of defeat and a strange, hungry desire to live. Eye lost, nearby, his childhood friend Matahachi lies on the ground, sobbing. He is apologizing to his mother. His courage is completely broken. Matahachi, Takezo, leave me, I can't walk. Takezo looks at him not with hatred, but with a stubborn determination that could even defeat death. He supports Matahachi. Now both of them are fugitives being hunted by the enemy army. It is night. Takezo and Matahachi are hiding in grassy fields. Takezo's senses are so sharp that he can hear even the sound of the straw. When enemy soldiers come searching close to them, the beast inside Takezo awakens. Without any shield or technique, using only his immense strength and survival instinct, he attacks them. Drops of blood scatter in the air, and Takezo's eyes shine with madness. The injured Takezo and exhausted Matahachi meet two women, Oko and her daughter Akemi. Oko is a clever and beautiful woman who survives by stealing weapons and valuable items from the battlefield. She takes them to her house. There is still that wild shine in Takezo's eyes. When he sleeps under Oko's roof, he finds no peace. For him, a home is a cage and silence is an enemy attack. Akemi, who is young, is impressed by Takezo's terrifying personality, but the fear inside her keeps her at a distance. The Tujikazi gang, the bandits of that area, arrive at Oko's house. Their leader, Tujikazi Tenma, is a man who understands only the language of strength. Matahachi, who has always been cowardly, hides in a corner. But Takezo, he pulls out a sword that he took from a dead soldier. The scene becomes completely dark. Only in flashes of lightning is Takezo's face visible, as if a demon is emerging from the darkness. Takezo, in a slow and dangerous voice, says, "For you, there is only death here." The smell of blood has led them to their door, but the enemies forgot that they are not facing a human, but a new form of death. The rain grows heavier. Outside Oko's house, Tujikazi Tenma and his armed men stand. They are not here for friendship, but for the loot Oko stole from the battlefield. Matahachi's heart is pounding. He tries to hide behind Oko. But Takezo, he is sitting in the dark corner of the room. In his hand is the same old sword he picked up from Sekigahara. When Tenma tries to enter, a shine appears in Takezo's eyes, a shine seen only in those monsters who have come very close to death. Takezo steps outside without any shield. He is not a great samurai. He is just a fighter who wants to live. The battle begins. Every move of Takezo is raw and uncontrolled. He doesn't just use the sword, he uses his entire body as a weapon. The scene becomes cinematic. On one side, lightning strikes, and on the other side, Takezo is taking down Tenma's men one by one. Matahachi is shocked watching all this. This is the same Takezo he used to play with, but today he cannot recognize him. At the end of the fight, Takezo stands covered in blood. In Oko's eyes, there is not fear for him, but a strange sense of benefit. Spilling blood is easy, but living for someone, that is the real test. Will Takezo be able to walk on that new path where instead of death, a woman's deception is waiting for him? Silence after the war. After the destruction of the Tujikazi gang, a strange silence spreads in Oko's house. Blood is still dripping from Takezo's sword. Matahachi, who until now was trembling with fear, now looks at Takezo in a different way, a look that has a little pride and a little fear. Oko, who is a clever woman, understands that Takezo is not an ordinary boy, but has the potential to become a great warrior. Oko starts trapping Takezo and Matahachi in her words. She tells them that in this world, strength alone is not enough to survive, but intelligence is also needed. Akemi, who is impressed by Takezo's raw power, tries to get close to him, but Takezo's heart is still buried in the soil of Sekigahara. Matahachi begins to get lost in Oko's beauty and her words. He forgets that he is engaged to Otsu back in his village. Oko provokes him to join hands with Takezo to protect them, and in return, she will give them comfort and shelter. But behind this shelter, there is a deep conspiracy that can break the bond between these two friends. Two friends who grew up in the same soil, who survived the same war. But a woman's smile did what enemy swords could not do. Now the atmosphere in Oko's house has changed. Oko catches Matahachi alone and pours poison into his ears. She tells him that Takezo is a beast who will always take dangerous risks, but Matahachi can live a peaceful life with her. Matahachi, who is stuck between the thoughts of his fiancée Otsu and Oko's attraction, starts to break. The remaining members of the Tujikazi gang return for revenge. Takezo, as always alert, hears their presence beforehand. In the darkness, he attacks them like a shadow spreading death. But this time, when he turns back to look for Matahachi, he does not find him there. In the middle of the fight, Oko and Akemi are packing their things and leaving. Matahachi is standing behind them. He leaves Takezo fighting without saying anything and disappears into the darkness with those women. Takezo, who has defeated all the enemies, now stands completely alone. There is blood on his face, and in his eyes there is an emptiness deeper than the defeat of Sekigahara. Thousands of enemy swords could not stop him, but can the walls of his own home let him live? Takezo is going back. back, to that land where he is known only as a devil. Takezo is alone. The rain has stopped, but the ground is still wet. He passes through enemy territories where there are checkpoints everywhere. Everyone is searching for that wild boy who escaped from Sekigahara. Takezo fears no one. To satisfy his hunger, he eats raw fish, and to avoid enemies, he sleeps on trees. His existence has now completely merged with nature. In Matahachi's village, Miyamoto, everyone is waiting. Otsu, Matahachi's fiancée, stands on the road every day hoping that her love will return. But when Takezo enters the village, he does not come as a hero, but as a criminal. The villagers get scared as soon as they see Takezo. For them, he is the same Shinmen Takezo who was a beast since childhood. Soldiers start chasing him. Takezo runs towards his house, which is now in ruins. He is angry that Matahachi betrayed him, but more than that, he is hurt that now he has nothing left to lose. To capture him, not an army, but the hatred of his own people was enough. Can a devil be chained, or will he turn those chains into his new weapon? Matahachi's mother, Otsuji Obasan, becomes furious when she sees Takezo. When she learns that Matahachi has not returned and Takezo came back alone, she spreads rumors throughout the village that Takezo either killed her son or handed him over to the enemy. Her anger is not just a mother's sorrow, but the challenge of an obsessed enemy. The soldiers and villagers together start chasing Takezo. Takezo hides deep in the forest. The scene is cinematic. Takezo is sitting on a high branch of a tree, and torches are passing below. He could kill everyone if he wanted, but there is confusion in his mind. Who should he fight for? For Matahachi, who left him? Did he go? Or for the village, the one that wants to kill him? To capture Takezo, not strength, but the mind of one man is used monk Takuan. Takuan is a strange, dervish-like man who does not see death in Takezo's eyes, but a lost soul. He entangles Takezo in conversation, and in the end, Takezo, exhausted